Probably one of the most common challenges investors have trying to break into real estate is they have limited time. Typically, real estate is not the only focus. There's always something else, or I need to make sure I'm using the time I have wisely. Well, that is a massive challenge. And in this training, I break down step by step exactly what you need to do on a daily basis to make the most out of your time. And if you have an hour or less, just do these things. Let's get to the training. All right. So let's talk about our, direct to agent business build, right? This is our no fluff business. All right. So you guys know the first thing in any business is lead generation. Okay. And we're breaking this thing down step by step. So lead generation in our model is what, right? We call / text agents to get leads, right? And the leads that come from the agents are properties, right? So we get anywhere, between, depending on how many text messages you send, you guys can go back to our 30 deal and 30 day framework for the numbers on this. But we know we need to reach out to agents on a daily basis to get properties, right? Call agents to get, and I'm going to say property. That's where the money is. We need properties. We need them to send us properties. I know it takes roughly about 50 properties to turn into a deal. So when we call and reach out to agents, what happens? You guys know we categorize these agents into buckets, right? So we put these agents into either tier 1, we put these agents into tier 2, or we put agents into tier 3, okay? This has to happen every day if you want to have a consistent business. If you want to consistently not make any money, then don't do this, right? If you want to consistently make money, then do this. This needs to happen every single day. So that is the first order of priority. I'm going to mark these things here. This is going to be, let's put all these as perp, right? So this is perp. On a daily basis, sending out our messages, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, call and text agents to get properties, to get 1, 2, or 3. That's simple. Okay, that's our lead generation. We know we need to fill up our tier 1 bucket. That's the most important thing because after we get tier 1s, what happens next? Okay, I'm going to mark this as, let's do a different color. Let's do after we have tier 1s, we do our lead management call. This is technically what we call in the system our second call or our second touch, right? And I'm going to do, just for easy, I'm going to do second of the lead, right? So we've already called or texted them. The lead comes in. And then from here, what's going on, Joyce? What's up, George? When the lead comes in, we know we need to call them, okay? So I'm giving you guys just a step-by-step, and I'm going to talk about what we should be working on, all right? So the first thing here, tier 1, we're just trying to reach out to agents to figure out what bucket they go into. Inside of our system, our tier 3s eventually become tier 1s because we follow up with them until they finally give us a property. Our tier 2s are done. Tier 2 and tier 3 follow-ups is done automated. It just drips them text messages till the end of time until they finally send us some. Tier 2 and tier 3. Okay. Tier 1, these are people that we call, right? And after we call them, we then decide if we're going to underwrite. Okay. And then after we underwrite, we negotiate. Okay. Negotiate is where we go and present numbers. We want to underwrite as fast as possible. We want to get to the negotiation step as quick as we need to with the lead. The reason why I say it that way is because every lead's on a different timeline. They're on, they have different timetables on when they want to sell. Either they want to sell today, tomorrow, next week, month, year, whenever. We don't want to try to rush a deal just because we're trying to get a contract. So lesson I learned in the 30 deals in 30 days. So this is kind of like the next thing. So if I do this, you know what I'll do here for underwriting? I'm going to mark this as, let's do blue for underwriting and negotiation. Okay. So underwriting and negotiation. And then after we negotiate a deal, right? Once the deal is pretty much good to go and we're ready to move forward, we start, right? So we get let's just put contract signed / start dispo process. Okay. After we've been negotiating deals, the deals we negotiate, we get contract signed, we start the dispo process. And then the dispo process inside of our system, we break this thing down into phase 1, which is where we're getting photos and getting all the initial stuff set up. Phase 2, which is where we start marketing the deal, right? I'm just put here as pre-marketing, right? Getting everything ready to market. And then phase 2 is basically marketing. And then we get the deal assigned. This is basically pending close. We're waiting for the file to close. And then we have the deal. Okay. So under contract signed, start a dispo process, I'm going to highlight this as a different color. I'm going to label this as orange as phase 1, phase 2, phase, and assigned and close. Okay. So if we look at this and we zoom out a little bit, let me mark this. We'll just do this as let's do pink. Why not? Okay. So if we zoom this out, okay, You'll see like admin tasks is not on here. You'll see disposition where that is on the chart down here. You'll see your negotiations and underwriting where that's at. You'll see the lead management and where that's at. You'll see the lead generation where that's at. I labeled these colors as far as important and kind of like the steps you're going to take in your business as you go to grow it. So for me, each one of these jobs can be outsourced and I can figure out where my time is best spent. Like rather quickly, this right here. Okay, so I'll just do a little box over to the side. For me, purple equals VA. My VA does all this right here at the front, right? So they're the ones that are responsible for, making the calls. They're the ones that are responsible for putting people in their appropriate buckets down here for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. But after we get our tier 1s and managing those relationships, that is now done by another person, right? So for me, green is done by either myself or an acquisition rep. But for this purpose, for you guys watching, you probably don't have a sales team. So this would be, right, I'm gonna put me. This is what I manage here, okay? Now, for underwriting, this is another job, especially as you're just getting started. What you're realizing here, right, and this could be a strategic partner, right? And I'm gonna label this one blue. So a strategic partner should be able to take care of this, and they should also be able to take care of this potentially, right? Or at least give you feedback and know where you need to go with your negotiation. So really this negotiation tab could be blue or green, but really you probably need help with your underwriting. And this underwriting could be a strategic partner. It very well could be the same person that you may have for strategic help for disposition, right? So strategic partner. And I'm doing all this to say, look, this is how you get your business going fast, right? If you want to wait around and try to figure it all out, good luck. If you want to get moving and starting doing deals, like if you guys are like, I want to start making money in real estate, I need to go quick, I need to start doing something. Well, the answer to doing that is strategic partners will help you scale as you grow, right? So my strategic partners, when I first got started, where it kind of led in for me was I was up here, I didn't have a VA, so I was doing all my lead generation myself. At this time, I was door knocking pre-foreclosure, so I did all of it. And then I was following up with my own leads, and then I had my strategic partner. So this blue one could be like blue, or orange. It could be either one, right? Because it could be the same person here. So for me, it was my disposition partner was helping me underwrite and tell me where I needed to be on the properties, and then I went out and negotiated it, right? But you'll see like these are like different jobs as you go to grow. And in fact, maybe for this training today, I'm going to label this as green just to make it simple for everybody. Okay. So your underwriter could be a partner that's helping you partner up on your deals, or it very well could be, to keep it simple, let's do this. Strategic partner helps you underwrite and tell you where your properties need to be. And they also help you sell your deals. And the reason why they help you underwrite is because they're the ones going to be selling it. So like, look, don't go get it for 140. I'm not going to be able to sell it for 140. Go get it for 120, right? They help you fill in those gaps. So when we talk about where should we be spending our time, if we have an hour a day to run our business, or we have an hour and a half, or we have 2 hours, well, we got to figure out on this flow chart, where do we stand? Where do we stand? Okay. So if you're the only one and you don't have a virtual assistant, which I feel like as soon as you can financially get a virtual assistant, please get one, because they're $4 an hour and your time is way more valuable than $4 an hour. And they're going to be way more consistent than you are, because this is the only thing they do for 8 hours a day. You have other stuff you got to do. You have other obligations. You have other things that are going on. Even if you're like, Matt, I have all the time in the world to do this, great. Still get a virtual assistant so we can make sure the time you're spending is stuff that is actually like the highest and best use. But if you can't get a virtual assistant and you're like, I can't spend $640 a month to pay someone full time to help me generate leads, fair, fine. You can't cancel any of your subscriptions. You can't cancel DoorDash. You're like, I'm going to do this on my own. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then you're going to need to take care of all of this. Okay. Start to finish, top to bottom. All right. Starting with calling and texting agents from property. You're going to find a lot more success by texting them. You're categorizing leads. Okay. This has to happen every single day. And in my opinion, you time block to make sure this is possible. So if you have limited time, you got to make sure that you're sending text messages with the limited time that you have. So if I'm in here doing this all myself, or I'm making sure my text messages are going out, like if I'm working, I get off work at like whatever time and I got an hour or two to work on it before I got to get busy doing other things. I got kids, I got dinner, whatever. Well, I'm making sure my text messages messages are going out during that time window so I can respond to them while I'm doing the other stuff that I need to do in my business, right? Because this can happen. It can happen pretty automated, right? So the next step is you're also the person making your phone calls. You're the one calling your leads. You're calling your second touches. You're following up with people. You're checking in. You're doing all this stuff. You got properties that are in underwriting that you're waiting for feedback on. Oh, your strategic partner gave you feedback already. Then you need to call and negotiate. So when you have an hour every single day to work on your business, you don't start from up here. You start from down here. Okay. You start from negotiation, right? We don't start down here. We don't start up here. So we start with the furthest that we are in the pipeline. Where's our money today? Where's the easiest path to cash? Okay, those are the people that are the furthest in our pipeline, the people that we're waiting to get feedback on our offers. We've already made an offer. Should I check in? The answer is, guys, you probably haven't followed up enough. If they haven't said, stop texting me, that doesn't happen. If you're like, am I being too pushy? No, you're not. Call your leads. Check in with your leads. Check in with the people that are further in the pipeline. That's where you start on a daily basis. But while you're doing this, if you're doing this right and you're using a system, your text messages are going out to new prospects while you are following up with your lead. Okay. And then after you work from the furthest right, you go all the way back in your system to your lead management, your second calls. I'll show you guys what this looks like in my system. So let me pull up main place homes. This is main place homes direct. So check it out. This is what it looks like inside of a system. Okay. If I go to opportunities, I'm going to share with you guys. So here's my agent nurture tiers, but check out the offer pipeline, right? So inside of an offer pipeline, and I have a blank one here because this is going on the interwebs and I can't share property specifics or YouTube takes my video down. You'll see where you'll have leads in the pipeline, right? So you have leads that you sent offers on you need to follow up on. Cool. You do that first. And then you'll check in with your deals that are in negotiations. And then you'll check in with all your leads that are in the underwriting stage. Like you need to make your phone call. They need to be underwritten, etc. So you start from the furthest right and you work your way back. Okay. All while, again, if you're doing this on your own, all while you're responding to people that come in from your text message. Is that simple? That's all you need to do. But with the limited time you have, you got to make sure you start by working your warmest leads and work your way back. Now, the reason why I can get a lot more out of my time than maybe George, I got 2 hours a day. Perfect. The reason why I can get a lot more out of my time is because I have a virtual assistant. If you like this video, then you are going to love our school community. School.com/no fluff real estate. You're going to find the recordings from our live trainings. You're going to have opportunities to join in on the live trainings themselves and literally everything you can imagine to get support on, from negotiations, underwriting, all the different topics that we don't even post on the YouTube channel or inside of the school community. But the best part is the community. Be surrounded by other investors that are doing exactly what you're doing, learning this information, but more importantly, taking massive action on it. Let's get back to the training. That takes care of the leads. And the only thing Matt needs to do when he opts into his system, in fact, I don't really do much, guys. I have a salesperson that calls my leads for me, right? But you don't have that when you first get started. So when I did the 30 deals in 30 days thing, it was me. Didn't have someone else calling the leads. I was the one trying to do the follow-ups and the underwriting. So when I was in my business on a daily basis, the limited time, like the reason why I could do a lot of damage in an hour or two was I just went straight into my offer pipeline and would just start calling the leads, right? Like I'm going to share with you guys here in just a minute. I'm going to be making some phone calls, but like that's the only thing that matters. Like the only thing that matters for you to do deals is, if we go back to the flow chart here, this happens. I need 50 tier ones. I need 50 properties sent to me by agents to get to this contract signed. 50. So what it looks like is you have 50 times you have properties coming through your tier ones. From these 50, right? Let me just put here on the chart. 50. Go through to your lead management, and a lot of those will fall out, right? In fact, you will find when you call your 50 prospects or you check in with your 50 prospects, roughly about 1/2 fall out, okay? So that means only about 25 to 30 make it to underwriting, all right? 50 come through, about half fall out, about 25, 30 hit underwriting. Underwriting, you make your offers, right? So you offer on 25 to 30, they go to negotiations, and then you get 1. And if you're good and you beat the numbers, you get 2. I can normally get 2 out of every 50 properties, but that's just my numbers. And just assume here in the beginning that you're not going to be the best in the world at it, but that's okay. You can let the numbers work in your favor. You're going to do more than what's necessary until more just isn't possible anymore. And you're like, perfect, I got it. I hit my numbers and I finally got my contract. That's what went to the dispo. But it comes through looking at this many properties, making this many offers, getting this many deals. It's that simple. So when I'm working in my business, very simply, I don't need to worry about anything that's happening in purple. My VA is doing that. I need to step in and start working my sales pipeline. So this is the dance. This is the daily dance. If I have an hour or two, where can my time be best spent in my real estate business? Shoot, let me follow up my deals. Let me check the ones that I haven't looked at yet and let me call them. That is it. So when I look at my pipeline, so like I save myself a tremendous amount of time. And the reason why I can like do quite a few deals is because even though I'm working less time than somebody, I guarantee I'm working less time than somebody working 6 to 8 hours in the real estate business a day. There's no way I don't have that kind of time. Even though I'm technically full-time in real estate, guys, I'm doing 4-hour calls for the community every day, Monday through Saturday. I have these challenges that we put on. I'm doing master classes. I got all these things. But I still have a business. I still do real estate deals. How? Because I need to make sure the time that I have is spent the best it possibly can. I'm not just sitting here calling leads all day while you guys are at work or something. I don't do it. Like if you guys said, man, I got 4 hours a day to work on my business, you're probably working on your business more than I'm working on mine. I just don't have that kind of time. So I got to make sure the time that I have is spent best. So I have a virtual assistant to help me. I have them tee me up on leads. I have them, give me the best tier ones they possibly can because they vet the lead. They ask those after you get an address questions. It's in one of the master classes, guys, if you don't have the flow chart. We have a flow chart, so the VA basically tees me up on better opportunity. So then I just work here. So when I hop in, and I'll show you guys some properties here. When I look at my pipeline, again, I'll probably have to figure out how I want to do this. But check it out. So I see the ones I need to follow up with, the ones I need to negotiate, the ones I need to underwrite, the ones I need to make my second phone call with. And I need to call them, text them, I need to do whatever I need to do. And you can see Kim is a virtual assistant. Lori is a virtual assistant. You'll see how people respond to us. No, ma'am, we don't have anything. No, I don't have anything. Sorry, I don't. Right? No, you do have yeses. You got a mixture of all the things. I know I got to send my text messages out. Like if someone was like, Matt, you have to get a deal today, I would 100% do this. And I would just try to send as many texts as I could because I know there's a deal out there. I know there's somebody right now going to be selling their property to an investor at a discount and I got to go find them. That's how confident we are. And we see it time and time again. That's the reason why we did the whole challenge. So you'll see our system sends the first text message. A week later, sends another text message. And finally, Randy says, what's up? And he's probably going to be like, no, I don't have anything. Cool. Well, can we follow up with you, Randy? Right? That's how we run our business. So when I come in, it is a big hassle if I had to respond to 1,200 people. Holy crap. I would not have the time to respond to 1,200 people. Wouldn't be possible. But what I do have time for is coming in and checking my pipeline and calling my leads. I do have enough time to immediately start getting on the phone with these people and seeing where we're at. So if I go to my contacts, do you guys want to see me make some phone calls? Do you guys want to see hey, for the next 30 minutes, me doing the work? I say let's. So perfect. Here we go. So I got my leads. I'm hopping into my CRM. I'm keeping you guys on the contact page, but I'll bring up property addresses as they come up. I want to share them with you. We go by the honor code. All right. Don't call lead that I'm calling, please. All right. Let's see. I'm going to pull up some addresses that my VA gave me and I'm going to call them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work leads that are further down the pipeline. So I have one in Denver and I have some other here in Phoenix area. And I think we have one in Texas. So here's a property that was sent to me for $338 and looking at it, immediately, there's no way in heck we could pay $338, right? So with these kind of people, typically just kick them out and say, look, this isn't good. There's no way in heck we can do this. But our system just kept following up with them. What is their name though? How would you guys say a name? Mag? I don't even know how to say this name. So this deal at $338 would 100% have to be a creative finance deal. The reason why I say that, and this is, hey, check this out, you guys. This is the dude's profile photo on Realtor.com. Austin, come look at this. Stop, dude. How do you say this name? Is it Majed? Is it Majid? I'm going to mess it up so bad. That is something else right there. But $338, I can look at it immediately and say, guys, the reason why it's going to be a creative finance deal is because it's a 3.2, 1,400 square feet. We have a 3.3, 1,400 square feet sold for $347 right here, literally in the same neighborhood. Okay, click on it, look at it. They need a month post possession. So, King Najee, Mr. Najee, king of the market. So let's just call him. I'm just going to say, hey, this is Matt, because I don't know how to say your name, dude. All right, 623. This would be somebody that I'm immediately kicking out to tier 2, unless they're open to seller finance.
Hello?
Hey, this is Matt Beard. How you doing?
How are you?
I am good. I work with a Mr. Nate Jackson. He gave me, I guess, an address you sent over to him off 37th Avenue. Is this a decent time to talk about it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Also, I didn't want to say your name wrong, so I'm like, I don't know how to say it. Is it Majid? Is it
Magic.
what is it? Majid? Okay, perfect. I didn't want to lead off with that. And you're like, who is this guy? I love it, brother. Hey, so for this one off 37th, I do a little bit of the underwriting on our team to figure out what properties and stuff we buy. I'm sure you probably work with a bunch of invest stuff. So with this one, it looks like it's pretty much, is it turnkey, move-in ready sort of situation?
This guy's trying to sell it to buy another property.
Uh-huh.
So either a 45-day closing or 15-day closing with 30-day post.
Got it.
With hold that 15K, I guess we can do.
Got it. Do you think something like this probably works best for like a buy and hold investor, not much for a fix and flip?
Actually, it could be both. The reason why we're listing it off market is it needs a little bit TLC. And the seller doesn't have the money to do so. The reason why he's selling is he's got a decline in income and financially kind of struggling.
Yeah, sure. I get it.
And just trying to pay off debts, get out all his proceeds from the house, pay off debts, and move on.
Hey, well, good on him. Some people just say, screw the debts. I'm not paying them, you know?
Yeah. Keep a good name. A lot of people are trying to keep a good name or whatever it is.
I love it.
That's what we're trying to do. It can, like I said, it can work for both. There's a little bit of room spread. So the thing is with this house is the reason why we're advertising it for 338 is because we're trying to pay off the solar. And he kind of got screwed with the solar as well, too. He signed off for solar thinking that he was going to get billed $45K for the solar. And they did promise him a new roof, and they delivered as far as the new roof, and they installed the solar as well. But there was a term in the solar that he would have to pay 40% of the solar within the first year in order for it to continue being at 45, and then payment on it would be $270. So nobody acknowledged that to him. Nobody explained that to him, and he ended up not doing that. So the solar billed him for $75K.
Oh my
and the new
gosh.
payment was $393. So basically, he's trying to sell this house to get out of the solar as well too, and to get out of a lot of debts that he needs to pay off credit cards and whatever the case is.
Yeah, solar's such a scam, man. I don't know, like, who these people are that go around and just like make all these promises and stuff. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, so that's where he's at. So we have two options over here where we're trying to advertise him at 338 so we can pay off the solar and be paid off free and clear. Or somebody to come in at payment $393 a month, fixed, we can potentially go as low as $265 in the price.
Got it. And just that person just kind of take over the solar.
Yeah, just assume the solar and take over the solar, and just
Well, what do you think it's worth after like fixing it up?
I want to say in the 400s because the garage was just added. It was permitted and added.
Okay.
I want to say 2 years or a year and 9 months, something like that.
Okay.
So there's a lot of homes over there in that area that
have the attached two-car garage, yeah.
Yeah, so, potentially this one can go for 400 after repairs, based on the comms in the area.
How much do you think in repairs it needs?
I want to say about $35K, based on, I've did flips before. I want to say about $35K. Upgrading the kitchen, bathrooms, paint inside out, and maybe flooring is in good condition, but I would throw the flooring in there so you can get rid of it faster or sell it faster. Might as well just do the flooring. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Because it's how much square feet? I'm trying to see if I pull it up. It's like 1,200, 1,300, something like that.
It's 1460 some, 1463. Okay. But that's not adding the garage. See, a lot of people, they go ahead and they add garage into square foot, but it's not a finished space, and it's
Sure.
And he just didn't add it to so that's not including the space in the garage. But I guess it's not considered living space as well.
Right. Yeah. It wouldn't be added to the total GLA, but it matters because we have to compare it to ideally something with a 2-car garage, or if you got a carport, then we have to make like a $15,000 adjustment or something like that to compare it against. And, there's so much over here that are like like El Caminito that sold for $375. You got another one for like like 360s. There's a lot of stuff in the threes, but there's also some nice ones that sold in the fours. So it's kind of hit or miss a little bit, I guess. There's a really good one off of 37th Ave, 3727 North 37th. I think it sold for 407. I don't know if pool or not. Let's see. Doesn't like it had a pool, but it looked really good. So I mean, I could see if someone did it up that you could probably pull the value, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, do you guys have any offers on the table currently on it, or just kind of like what's the situation on where you guys are at with it?
We have someone trying to off 250 with assuming the solar.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be at 265 based on because he is pre-approved for the other house.
Got it.
Based on the down payment he's going to need to put and all that, and and paying off his mortgage and paying off his debts to qualify, he's going to need to be at 265.
Got it, to have the cash and stuff, and of course, like
265 assuming the solar or paying off the solar and
someone else assuming it. I'm not afraid to do the solar. I mean, I bought a flip in Central Phoenix, and it had solar, and we had to like take it down to replace the roof, but then we put it back up, and we just assumed it during the time of the flip, and then we sold it to the end buyer and had them assume it.
Okay. Did that cost you guys?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, did that cost you any money to take it off and put it back on?
It was like a service fee. It was like $800 or something, maybe $1,000. I have to go back and check. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't crazy.
Okay. Not just sorry, this is off the subject. I just wanted to know.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
According to my knowledge, that it can be costly to take off the solar and store it and then put it back on. But I guess if
it was just for a short period, the guys that it was a clay tile roof, so they were able to get out there almost same day, change change the tiles and put it back up. But I don't know what they did with it, honestly, during that. Maybe they left it. I don't know where they put it, but I know they put it back up. It wasn't too crazy. But like I said, I do have a good buddy of mine. His name's Ryan LaRue. He's out here. He has a roofing company, and he hooked me up with it. So when you got some connections and stuff, you can save some money. I'm sure here and there. I'm sure you do too. On your stuff.
Absolutely.
So for this one, you guys got an offer at 250. Somebody's going to assume the solar, but it wasn't going to be enough to give him what he needs. If I was to come in and cover all the closing costs and stuff, I'm probably going to be competitive with that other offer, but I might be able to pay a little bit more. Is there any way? I mean, obviously, I know he needs to get approved for the other house, but if we're covering everything on this side of the closing, would that help him out at all with getting approved, or like what does that look like?
I mean, we're considering that the closing costs and all that stuff to be paid off with that price, yeah. But if you're covering everything and you come in at 260, I think that would work for him.
Okay.
That's.
Do you by chance have any interior photos? Because I got the link and it wouldn't open for me. I think it was like a Samsung share link or something like that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't open.
I'll send you the new link.
Okay, if you could text it to me.
I did it from an Android phone and it wouldn't open unless you got an Android phone.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, so I'll send you.
Perfect.
I'll send you another one.
Yeah, send that over. I'll check it out today. And how soon was he looking to make a decision? Like maybe in the next week or so, or is he just like, hey, if somebody pays the price, I'm ready to go?
Well, as soon as we get the right price, we're ready to move forward.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm over here in Queen Creek, so I'm not too far. I mean, I am on the other side of the valley, but maybe we'll kind of see how it shakes out. Send me the photos and I'll see if I can come with something competitive, and maybe we can meet out at the property or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that works for me. I'll just text you from my cell phone here, and if you can send me the photos, that'd be super helpful.
Okay, I'll send it.
All right.
Is this your phone number?
Yep. This is my cell phone. Yep.
Okay, I'll send the photos to this one.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. We'll talk soon.
What was your name again?
Matt. M-A-T-T.
You work with Nate, right?
Yep. You got it.
Matt, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Matt Beard. Last name is Beard, like facial hair. B-E-A-R-D.
You got it.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye. There you go. So who knows, right? I'm not, the 260 is much better than 338. I'll tell you that, especially with solar. So one that I was going to kick out turns into a maybe. You never know. And that's why I just said on the flow chart, it is so important you guys call these people, because that would be somebody that I think if I did not have the time, that I would probably just say, this isn't going to work. I'm just going to go ahead and move it to tier 2 and we'll just follow up on something else down the road. But who knows? Maybe that deal could work. He's going to send me the photos. If it's pretty clean, it just might. This house has been flipped 4-3, ours a 4-2. We do have a 2-car garage. The thing that makes me skeptical is we're over on this side. There's just a lot of stuff over here, 3-2 with the 2-car garage. This was sold at 380. Was it renovated and flipped? I don't know. I had to pull it up in batch to see old photos. This one sold at 375 with a 2-car carport. Okay, this one looks Dated, nothing crazy. They did one bathroom. They didn't do the other bathroom. But this is basically a rental property, right? Look at the kitchen. This one sold at $375. So maybe if you do it right, you can definitely get, well, I mean, with the 2-car garage, and this sold for $375, not really renovated. You might be able to push up to $410. You might be able to. You got $262 right here. This one was probably a dump. It sold off market. And then you got this one here. Sold for $372. Okay. So we are similar square footage here. 2-car garage. That looks like it was added from a carport. We look at the inside, did the browns. This is your whole kitchen, you guys. I was about to say, there ain't no way. It's just this by itself. Bare minimum sort of renovation. Sold for $372 with a big dirt lot, and that's all they did. Sold for $372. I like our chances pushing up, but they could have so much this house and sold it for more. I bet it was sitting on market for a second. Yeah. They listed for $375, did a price change. Somehow it sold for over list price 7 months later. All that. But hey, nonetheless, this is your bare minimum flip. Not the best product. You got it, Carol. We'll see if we can call some more. We're not done. We're not done. Again, if I had an hour, this is the only thing I'd be spending my time on, having these conversations. The VA tees me up on these appointments, and then I give them, sent me the photos. Let's go. See our photos. All right, we got some overgrowth. Got granite countertops. Place is decently clean. All right, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Houston, you got a deal that I underwrote on? Let's go, big dog. Okay, so back over to our flow chart. Where am I working? I'm right here. It's the first time I've ever called this agent, talked to this agent. He sent us an address. Perfect. Did my second touch. Now I need to go do some further underwriting. I'm gonna get a second opinion from a dispo partner, and then I'm gonna call to negotiate. I wanted to. He's at 265. He's where we're gonna need to be, and he's like, if you guys cover closing costs, maybe 260. So there's always wiggle room, you guys. Even if 265 would have been a deal, there's always wiggle room. You gotta ask for it, but it all comes down to how you ask. Okay, this is the dance. These are the little things that make it work. If someone's like, well, Matt, I've been reaching out to agents. I haven't gotten any deals. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's the little stuff, right? And it's the little stuff that gets you paid, right? And it's the reason why, like, I can have people use the same exact models and the same exact text messages. But why do our students do more deals? It's because they are doing the little thing. They're putting themselves in the right position to make sure they get their offer accepted. They're having these small conversations with the agent, understanding what's on the table. Told me there was another offer. Is that offer real or not? Who knows? There you go. All right, go. Let's see what else we got. I have one in, I think Denver. My guy sent me a photo on yesterday, I think. Let's see. It was yesterday. Let me find it. Let's go. Simple as 1, 2, 3, you guys. If you're just joining in, we're talking about what you can be doing over an hour period. If you only had an hour to work on your business, the most important thing you can be doing is calling your leads after they come in. If you don't have any leads, and that's the most important thing you need to set up as soon as you possibly can to get consistent leads in your business, to get consistent addresses, so everything else works. It's all downhill from leads. But once leads start to come in, the next problem I see across the board, people that I end up working with or people inside the community, their biggest challenge is keeping up with their leads. If we're not going to call them, we're not going to follow up with them, then why even generate them in the first place? Okay, super important. All right, where are these photos? Right here.
Hello, this is Cesar.
Cesar, this is Matt. How you doing?
Hey, Matt.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Matt from where?
We talked yesterday. You sent me all those photos on the property. What was the address? I'm good. How are you? How's the traveling going today?
Pretty good. I'm there.
Where are you heading to?
Vegas?
You going to Vegas?
Yeah.
What? What you doing in Vegas?
My wife called the last 3 weeks, different place, so the only way to see her is to meet there.
Hey, there could be worse places to meet. That's a great place to go meet and go have some fun.
Vegas, one of the worst to me.
Hey, I'm the same. Anytime I go, my wife and I are just like, what do? We don't drink. We don't gamble. I'm like, well, there's not much here for us, but we'll just go hang out by the pool. They got great spas and stuff like that, you know?
Exactly. What's going on?
So I checked out this one. Obviously, just looks very dated on the inside. Pretty basic stuff. A lot needs to be cleaned up. Was there like a mother-in-law suite or something on this one in the back, or is that just another bedroom back there?
That's another bedroom.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so basically you guys said that they got an offer at 310. They kicked that out and didn't want to take it. They were going to flip it, but they're not. And you said there's a chance if we come in around 315, they might accept it. Do you know their terms? Like, how soon did they want to do something? Like,
They want to close it up soon as possible, and they don't want to pay any of the closing.
Got it. Okay. So we can definitely do the closing costs. I know they probably got, did they end up buying this with hard money back when they bought it?
Yes,
Okay. So they've just been eating the hard money payment every single month.
correct.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But you know what? They are well.
Well, that's how it goes. You know, to people who got money, you buy stuff like this, and then it ends up taking 8 months to a year to do something because it doesn't hurt bad enough. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
whatever, we just keep making the payment and all that other good stuff. So I'm guilty of the same thing sometimes. I had a house that, you know, I had multiple houses sitting vacant for like 6 to 8 months. And it wasn't until I'm like, what am I doing? I got to put somebody in these houses.
Yeah. How many flips are you doing a year?
So I don't do many flips right now. I'm very picky. I'm doing like 1 or 2 a month. Back in 2020, 2021, we're doing like 10 a month, but I lost a lot of money and I'm very conservative with the ones I buy. So that's the reason why when I go through this process, I'm like, all right, it's gotta be a moneymaker. It's gotta make sense, you know? So do you do any flips too?
I do actually. I have a contract firm. We do everything. I do the flips for other investors and for myself.
Oh, nice. Well, why didn't you want to flip this one? This one looks pretty good.
Because I'm just getting out of one, and I was stuck with that one for 8 months.
Oh,
But
goodness.
this one was $1 million house. So I'm
yeah.
taking a breather.
Yeah, I get you. When you got the bigger stuff, you get some stuff off your plate. You just want to take a deep breath for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, for this one, look, I could probably pay all the closing costs, but looking at the photos, I'm probably going to be right around that other 310 offer. I would love to come up a little bit, and maybe I can come up a tad, but like I'm probably going to be around there. I know they've already kicked that other one out, but I at least wanted to have a conversation with you first to see if it's worth putting it in writing and just seeing what they say.
I don't think so. I know their minimum is 315.
Okay. And 315 covering closing costs and doing all the other stuff.
As I told you, without covering any of the closing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let's see. I mean, again, it's splitting hairs. I would love to be able to make more money than less. But if I was to do the 315 and let's see, what's today's date? Today is the 26th. Would they be okay with like a mid-April close? Maybe like April 14th or 15th or something like that?
I'm pretty sure they'll be open.
Okay, cool. So I don't have a license in Colorado to write on a traditional real estate form contract. So I can either send you what I use when I go buy in like Texas, Arizona, just my nationwide contract, and you can convert it over if you want, or if it matters, it's up to you.
And I can run it as a transaction broker.
Okay, that would be great. Just because I'm sure, you know, your broker's going to want to see it on a specific form, and I can't fill one of those out, you know?
No, I can do it. So I can do it as a transaction. You just need to send me a copy of your driver's license, and I can do that.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll do that. I'll send you over my information, my entity information, proof of funds, and all that good stuff. And then if you want to draw it up, that would be awesome.
Okay, send it over. Again, I'm going to Vegas, so I'll probably work on that tomorrow morning if you send me all the information today.
Okay, that sounds like a plan, Cesar. Don't work too hard, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, brother. Have a safe flight. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
So I'm going to get that at 315, and I think I'm probably going to need to do an inspection, and after inspection, maybe do a price drop, but he is representing them as an agent. And if you guys, I get a lot of questions around like, hey, what do I do when I don't the agent wants me to fill out the real estate form. They don't accept the contract unless it's on their realtor forms. Like in Texas, it's the GAR forms. Sorry, in Georgia, it's the GAR forms. The Georgia, whatever the heck that stands for, something real estate forms. And then Texas is the TREC, right? The Texas real estate contract. That has to be filled out by an agent. So when someone wants a contract to be filled out with like their state approved forms, you just tell them like I just told that agent, hey, I'm not licensed in the state, so I can't fill one of those out. So I can give you our normal contract and you can convert it over. And he's like, oh, no, perfect. I'll just run it as a transaction broker on this one and I'll draw it up. Like, perfect. So don't make that a big deal. Don't make it a bigger deal than what it is. It's not that big of a deal. You just tell them exactly what you need to do. Be confident when you say it. And 9 times out of 10, they'll draw it up for you. Very seldom is someone like, I'm not going to draw it up. You can either give it to me or not. Are you guys really motivated? You know? Do you really want this? Hopefully that's helpful. So that was a deal. I already had the green light going in. So what I just did there was a lead that I already had here. It was someone I talked to yesterday. They wanted 315. He sent me photos so that way I can underwrite it. So the first lead I talked to today was a lead management lead where he would accept 260. And then the next one was basically a lead that already gone through underwriting and is in negotiations. They'll do 350. So you can see, guys, those conversations are not that long, right? How long were those conversations? How long were those? The Denver, Colorado conversation was 6 minutes, and then the Phoenix conversation was 10 minutes. That was 16 minutes. 16 minutes. So if I had an hour and I talked to 4 of those people within my hour, and there were meaningful conversations, there were good conversations, do you think I'm going to get a deal if I did that every day? 100%. And maybe you don't need to have all the small talk I did. Maybe you can get it done in 3 to 4 minutes, right? But if you had 2 hours, you can see like, I could talk to 10 people a day. I could talk to 10 really good agents that give me addresses on a daily basis. Oh, if I had even more time, I could talk to even more people. And you can see just how stinking simple it is for you to start making money in real estate and start doing wholesale deals and start finding properties that need work. I was telling Austin this yesterday. The thing about what we do, you guys, is like we never have to worry about finding an ugly house ever again. Like we don't have to like there's a couple ways you can go about doing this. You could go and you can go send mailers and you can go door knock, you can cold call, and you're trying to find that ugly house in the neighborhood that they want to sell right now at a discount because you don't have 6 months to wait. Who here has got 6 months before they can make a single dollar in real estate, right? How many of you guys want to make money in the next 30 days? Well, you could go do all the other stuff and you can go try to find them. It's going to either cost you a lot of time, months, 3 to 4 months typically for a direct to seller deal, or it's going to cost you a lot of money because all the competition are looking for those same houses. The rest of your competition is fishing in this red ocean where everybody's at. Everybody's trying to find these deals. They're few and far between because I don't know if I share the stat with you guys, but only 4% of sellers in any given market sell off market without a realtor being involved. 4%. So now think of everybody on YouTube, all the gurus, all the investors, everybody at your REI meetups, everybody at your groups and your Facebook groups. They're all trying to find this 4%. That is insane. I was a part of the 4%. I was a part of that group trying to find them. And I did deals, but it cost me a bunch of money. So you can either do that or you can fish in a free bucket. It just where I trade my time, where I'm not spending a bunch of money. I'm trading my time, sifting through opportunity, having conversations that could go somewhere and could not, right? If I treat Cesar right, or if I treat Majid, if that's how you say his name, Magid, he said Magid. I think that's what he said. I have to go back to the recording. But it's, if I just did that and I nurtured the relationship, there's not only an opportunity to do a deal in Denver or do this deal in Phoenix, there's also an opportunity for us to get to know each other and do future deals. And that is the game that we're trying to play. So not only like this person right here, the Denver property, it's ugly, it's off market, only the agent knows about it and the investors he shared it with. And I don't have to go spend thousands of dollars to go find that ugly house that when they want to sell anyways, 90% of the time, they're going to go get Cesar. They're going to get Magid. They're going to go find these people to help them sell their house. Doesn't cost me any money. I just need to sift through them and find the opportunities and maybe get future business too. So I never have to worry about finding an ugly house anymore. I just have to do my part, call my leads, follow up with them and have conversations with them. And if I do that every day and I do that consistently, maybe some days you end up having 2 calls, just like I did. Maybe some days you have 10. Maybe some days you go crazy, you get 20. But the main thing is probably the biggest challenge of all of building any business is also a real estate business. It's just being consistent. Some days you're going to be up. Some days you're going to do a lot. Some days you're not going to do near as much, but you're still going to do something. So I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you to just do something today. Have a conversation. Have 2 conversations. We are fishing in the pool of where 90% of people go to sell their home. If you're wondering where the other 6% is, they sell it for sale by owner, right? And normally agents go get the for sale by owners, go list with them. So we're trying to find the ugly houses and it's not that hard to find. We just need to make sure we're talking to enough people on a daily basis that's going to bring us these opportunities. We need to pick up the phone and have a conversation with them. It's not hard. All those people, I don't need to have small talk. I don't need to go crazy with the rapport building or trying to say, hey, if were you selling 30 days, 60 days? If I helped you move your dogs, your cats, your items to storage, take care of your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, and you do all these things, will you sell to me in like 3 weeks? Every one of these people, Magid's seller and this Denver seller, they want to close in 2 weeks. They want to close in 3 weeks. They're ready to go. We just got to come to an agreement on price. That's it. So if you're not doing any deals with this model, I can almost guarantee you're not talking to people on a consistent basis. The proof's in the pudding. We did 30 deals. We did 36 deals in 30 days, but you just got to do more. You got to do this consistently, guys. And if you only have an hour, you only have 2 hours. That's all you got to do. Sean says, honest review, just make the call or better yet, send the text. It seems so much scarier than what it really is. The worst they could say is no thanks or quit texting me. They won't take away your birthday. Exactly. I promise you they won't take your birthday 1 hour early. Let me share this flow chart with you guys so you have it. You can keep this. You should print this out and keep it beside your computer. Whatever you need to do, keep this with you at all. Can view. Here you go. All right, I'm gonna share this with y'all. Put it here in the chat. Promise you, there's enough out here for everybody. There's no reason why you can't be doing more deals with a little bit of time or with a lot of time. Just want to make sure you're using your time wisely and you're getting the most out of it. Thank you guys for watching this masterclass. I hope it was valuable to you. I was trying to keep it right at an hour. We're an hour and 7 minutes, but I appreciate y'all. And again, 2 easy ways to find private money lenders and hard money lenders is the topic for masterclass this Saturday. I got some really good stuff for you guys. If you're trying to find private money lenders or hard money lenders quickly for your deals, I'm going to show you 2 easy ways you can do that. And it's going to be a quick hitter. The masterclass will probably be like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and we're done. So come Saturday, I'll be posting a link inside of school. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next masterclass. Okay, bye.